So today we have Kendall Cox on 6-year-old Dutano, and Dutano has been learning not only all of the basics of being nice in all three gaits and being able to half halt and go forward and back. And at this time now we also start introducing the half steps, which then lead to the Piaffe. And of course, the first thing that is really important to understand about the Piaffe is that it is a trot on the spot. The aids, therefore, to ask for the Piaffe have to correlate with the aids that would be for a trot. And the horse has to understand that it is trotting at all times. So when we begin to train the horse from the ground in the Piaffe, the first thing is to make sure that we're going to be gaining a respect but not a fear of the whip. And this is the same with all aids. We want the horse to respect aids. We don't want them to fear aids. We want them to understand that there is a consequence for not listening to aids, which is a sharpening of those aids, and that's when whips can be useful. But we also want them to understand that we're never attacking them. We're never saying you're bad. We're only trying to help them to understand the amazing talents that God and nature gave them, and to try to harmonize our thoughts with what is truly natural for them to do, so that they appear that they're doing it of their own volition. So I introduce the whip to them to make sure that they know that I'm not going to hurt them with it. But then I also say, if I touch you with the whip, look, you bring your foot up. And if I touch you again, you bring your foot up and I pet you. And then again, if I touch this other foot, again, I touch the other foot and you bring your foot up. Good boy. Okay, so the beginning of the basics of them understanding that if I touch them, it's not something they should run away from, but it's something that I can begin to get to where I touch them and they bring their foot up. And then I say to Kendall, okay, when you walk, think of the aid of trotting. For a couple of times we'll walk and she'll give the aid to trot and allow him to jig forward a bit, stop again, pet him, and then start again. So we walk, we ask for him to trot in the seat, and now you walk again. And good boy. And for that, he gets a sugar. And so the big thing is he starts going, oh my God, if I do this, I get a treat. If I do this, I get a treat. We're gonna walk again, and they'll do the same thing. A couple of steps, and you add the aid of the trot. And it's even a little cluck, good boy, and stop. And we give him a sugar. It was super. And the next time, we're going to now just go across the arena. And as you go across the arena, over the center line, you're going to ask him to trot again. And I'm going to be there just to help to make sure that he thinks forward. And he trots. And he trots. And now you can trot forward for a few steps. And now pet him and walk again. Make a big fuss of him. Good. And stop. And the next time, we're going to do this, and we're going to ask him to go into the trot, but not go quite as forward, okay? And that way we bring him a little bit more seated underneath himself. So walk a step or two, collect, a little cluck. Good. Good boy. Pat him, and ask again with the leg to trot. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, good boy, and stop. Super. And that's the introduction to the horse to start doing half steps. We'll do the same thing once the other way, just to make sure that it's the same both directions. So walk up, and you can turn around, and we'll do the same thing the other way for a minute. We'll do that coming back this way, and we'll meet you right by K. So turn around in front of me. The rider takes in the breath. When she comes toward K, arches her back, brings her legs slightly back to say, come, we're going to come to a trot. Wait a sec, he's going to the bathroom. Good boy, and then we'll start in a sec. Okay, and then collect. Good boy.
Good boy.
And stop. Big fuss. Super. We're going to turn across the center line. We'll do it one more time that way. What a good boy. What a good boy. So it's really fun, but he also associates each one of these with a trot. Even when he starts to learn more and goes more on the spot. Think of collecting uphill, quiet in your hands, arch your back. Good. And forward trot. And pet him. Very good. A big fuss. We'll give him one more sugar, and that's it for today on that. With each day, he learns more, and he comes to where he's able to do what we would call then a true Piaffe on the spot, but with great impulsion over the ground, with beautiful hind legs, beautiful front legs, and at the end he then will start to learn to go forward toward the passage, coming back to the Piaffe, and it makes him into a fun and beautiful Grand Prix horse. And that's the beginning. Okay. Well done.